Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you another one of these clay sculpting things. I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 special here. I couldn't pick a second mon to do before I went on surgery. Which, by the way, hello, you're seeing my face. I'm gonna move the camera here shortly, so you get a better idea of the mons that we're building with. So, this one was requested numerous times, and I'm gonna do it. So let me know down below if you have other requests. You can check out the other two that I did here. Gonna be a little speedier on this one just because I want to get them both done in the same amount of time. So it might be a little faster, might be a little bit more me running. Sorry, I was flipping the newspaper over. So let me go ahead and get the camera moved here. Yeah, no, it's got to go back on my mouse. So, the two mons that we're going to do, sorry guys, it's not you today. It is the two I'm currently holding. The first one is a shout out to Thriller96. I'll link his channel down below. Thriller is an avid Jolteon fan. This is a Jolteon figure that I have. Looks like it's getting ready to use Wild Charge. So, we're going to do Jolteon. And the other one we're going to do is for a very good friend of mine, Connor, and Flareon. Flareon is his mascot, profile pic. So we're going to do Flareon and Jolteon. I did Glaceon last time. I've already done Leafeon. I do have Umbreon and Espeon still to do. I have Vaporeon around here somewhere to do as well, but let's get started. So there's the clay from the leftover from the whatever one I just did, Glaceon. So I'm gonna build in white again. Instead of building in brown, I'll just do some paint work on both of them. So get our cutter, a couplet, good sized. Might not have made my cutter big enough. We're double dutying here. Both of these mons I had some really cool ideas for. And then I realized, I'm kind of copying and making the same designs over and over and over again. That doesn't look very cool. So, Jolteon, I do have a really cool thing to try with it. That I'll show you because it's using Wild Charge and getting ready for an attack. I actually have a really cool like paint thing I'm gonna do with it. Make it stand out. There we go. That should be enough paint for this project. Or not paint. Enough clay for these two, so tuck her back up. Fold her up. Move her over here. In case it's not enough clay. Sweep up the clay bits. Clay dust. And start going to work on these two clay balls. So, because Jolteon's using Wild Charge, I'm not really going to put anything around it. It's just going to be paint. Jolteon's going to spotlight on this one. But I'm going to paint. Oof, that's a thick ball of clay. I'm going to paint it because when electricity hits the ground, it scorches the ground. Specifically, if you look at like a lightning strike or something like that, when it hits grass, generally you see scorch marks in the grass. The grass will sometimes catch on fire because it's super, super hot. Lightning is really, really hot. It's plasma, basically, is essentially what it is. It's charged ions. Hang on. No matter the track, full speed, burn rubber, tar marks left on the streets. You can't catch me, even if you blink 300 miles of light. Sorry about that. My mom was checking in to make sure I was doing something for surgery tomorrow, so just keep grinding out these blobs. This blob. The problem is when I start to get this big, it's harder to manage. I think that's thick enough, so it should be good enough for 2 figures. Like I said, should be good enough. Looks like it's good enough. So we're just gonna trim some of this excess off. Get myself a nice square. I can rework the rest of this clay later. Come on. I think I ran through some of that old clay that had been sitting out for about 15-20 minutes and started to harden. That should work. 2 slabs right there. I might have cut this down a little too much. I might have to retool this. So cut Jolteon out first. This is also why I decided to do a 2 for 1 on this thing, because they're gonna be pretty simplistic. Actually, that might work. So I might have actually cut too much clay. So we're gonna set that aside. Flareon, we're gonna start with Jolteon. As always, I'm gonna smooth the corners, smooth out the texture so it doesn't look cracked and not so nice on top. And we're gonna drop the Jolteon right there. That gives me an imprint of where I'm working with. The brown, I gotta go, oh, no, there's green right there. Gotta go clean my brush real quick, so give me a second. Okay. Clean brush. Time to go to town with green. A little too light of a green, though. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful what I do here, because otherwise I'm going to mess stuff up pretty badly. So pour out some green. I don't think I've actually used this black yet. Ever so carefully. Drop in there. Okay. I just had a kind of cool idea. I'll have to see if I can make it work, but we're just gonna fold this black in here. This might not work. We'll see. Yeah, maybe it's more green. That came out a little darker than I anticipated. Let's mark this green in. I'm liking that. It's a nice darker green. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and paint green on. Ooh, that is actually kind of interesting. It's a darker green. I don't know if it's the right shade of green, but it's a darker green. I'm gonna have to get some more paint before I do more of these. Alright, that's all we're going to do with the Jolteon block for right now. So, sticky right there. Black, green. Jolteon, you're going to go right there with the rest of them that are tipped over. I was thinking Miltank at one point when I was doing this. I was like, I can do Miltank. That's not a hard one to do. Oh, I touched the paint. Really, that's all there needs to be done with Jolteon right now. So we're gonna work on Flareon. And Flareon here. I can cut that chunk off. That's not needed. Whoops. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to paint my desk. You go there. Thank you. Let's see. That should work. Why are you being so difficult? Is there a chunk of a hard clay? Yeah, there's a chunk of a hard clay in there. I'm gonna put my Flareon's imprint into the clay. Okay. So those are actually two decent chunks if I just score them together. And I'm careful about what I do with it. I actually potentially use this to make a third figure at some point. Not this video, but I'll save that. That's going in a separate scrap pile. Okay, so here's the cool thing with Fire. Flareon Fire type, obviously, that sort of thing. Generally, the evolutions, you don't generally find them in woodsy areas. Why are you so thick? Let's roll you out a little bit. You're a little too thicky. You're a little bit too thick. You're too thick. Too thick, my man. Okay, let's recut. So as I was saying, most of the time you find the evolutions, if you were to find them wild, well, obviously in areas like Jolteon, you'd probably find in near a power plant or something. Vaporeon you'd find in the water, like a pond or something, or a small lake in, I don't like how that corner looks, so I'm going to try to patch it real quick. Like a pond in a meadow or something, you know what I'm trying to say. like a field that has like a pond or something, that sort of thing. But most of the time you find them in like the meadow, like a meadow or a field would be my guess. A grassy place with trees and not like a forest where it's dense trees and all that, but like a few trees scattered here and there, that sort of thing. So we're going to re-imprint Flareon here. Cool, there's our Flareon imprint. Flareon, you can sit over there, but Flareon likes to... It's a fire type, so obviously it's going to be in the meadow, so I'm going to paint the base of this green. But I think I'm going to include a darker bush, and let me look up Flareon. Sit. Stay. Let me look up Flareon here. So I'm going to turn the camera back so you're looking at me. Hi. Flareon. Pokédex. So I'm just going to look up Flareon's Pokédex entries here real quick. Oops, other way. APA merch. Assuming my internet wants to behave, because it is slow as balls today. How are you guys today? You've been having a good... Let's see, this is going up in August, so some of you might be starting school. So, if you are starting school, how is that going? If you are not starting school, what are you doing in August? If you're in the U.S., have you been going to state fairs or anything by chance? I missed mine, because I'm still recovering from knee surgery and on crutches, and I have to clean my chair now. Great. That's just fun. That's something I didn't honestly need to do tonight, was have to clean my desk and my chair. So, I'm making it worse. I'll fix that later. Flareon here. Scrolling down. So, when storing thermal energy in its body, its temperature could soar over 1600 degrees. Its flame as a flame chamber in its body, it inhales and blows out fire over 3000 degrees. 3000 degrees. Body temperature. Here, Ruby and Sapphire. Flareon's fluffy fur has a functional purpose. It releases heat into the air so that its body does not get excessively hot. This Pokemon's body temperature can rise to a maximum of 16,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Same thing with Emerald, about it releasing it. I'm just reading through here. Same thing with Oros. Yeah, so best one here is probably the Emerald, and that one, Flareon's fluffy fur releases heat into the air so its body does not get excessively hot. So, generally you'd think... Sorry, this is really starting to bother me. I gotta clean my chair. Yes, I know, I just licked my hand to clean my chair. Okay, I'm weird. Anyways, so, Flareon's, body exudes heat, which I would guess makes it very comfortable to cuddle up against when they're tame, when you're its trainer and it knows you in that. But what about wild Flareons that don't necessarily have to control their body temperature? Phone. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever. Looks like... For some reason, Discord's having an issue. Okay. And that's why. So I'm getting Discord notifications, even though I have it turned off. So, anyways, what about a Flareon that's wild? Was kind of my thought. It doesn't have to control its body temperature. or it has to control its body temperature, but it doesn't have to, you know, it's not going to consciously, as like a trainer's Pokemon, not release all its heat and burn and kill you and singe you because it wants to care about you. It's going to release its heat, but it wants to release it slowly, you know, so you're warm, so you cuddle. You get what I'm saying here. A well-behaved Flareon. A wild Flareon could care less. It's going to release as much heat as it wants to keep its body in check. So I'm going to move the camera back now. So, Flareon. So I'm currently working on a bush. A happy little bush. That I'm going to have on fire. Because this Flareon is wild. And doesn't really care about releasing the heat inside its body. It's hot. It's cooling itself off. It's doing its natural thing and releasing heat. And it accidentally set the bush on fire. You know, we've all had pets. They do that. Sometimes they accidentally set things on fire they didn't mean to. That's a bit too bulky. I like the shape, though. It's just too bulky. Actually, that's not bad. No, it's too big. It's too big. A little too much clay in there. So let's rework our bush. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. So now we do need to make the bush smoothed in with the clay. Sorry if you heard that. It would be my dog misbehaving. And there's nothing I can do about it because she can't be around me the night before my surgery. Okay. Unsheet this. Unsheet that. Now I do need to get that other clay that I'm not going to end up using back into the container here sooner than later so it doesn't dry out. So that's kind of the problem I'm having here is I'm running into some dried clay. Just making it very, very difficult to fuse. Okay, so this needs to go back. I'm going to get the I think I only need a little bit of clay for the detail work on this. So there's our happy little bush. Stick that back in the container. I need that. We're going to stick you two back in here. I'll fold up. Put you back in the box. Set the box over there. Okay. So this might fail catastrophically. I don't know. It might not. Cool. We'll see. So I'm I'm guessing this is gonna fail catastrophically, because that's how it's going right now. I don't think this is gonna work. I'm gonna have to do this another way. I'm just gonna do it via paint. That's the only thing I can do. And then I just have to do it via paint. So give me a second here, I gotta get some more paints out. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me you're toast. I'm gonna be really mad if this is toast. That's sounding like toast. We're gonna have to see what that turns out to do. So we're gonna set you aside. We'll paint the bush. Paint our happy little bush here. I'm gonna use the same green from Jolteon's base. Just because I need contrasting. And smooth that out very well. Some cracks in there, some not so. Niceness. Stay right here for a second. And then while this bush dries, we can go and do Jolteon's extra there. So let's paint our happy little bush here. It's okay, because I'm going to paint that over. Our happy little bush. Bob Ross was a genius. I can see why people watched him to relax. Hell. Alright. There's our happy little bush. Oh, I almost touched Flareon with the paint. That would have been bad. Okay, now I'm going to take the base green and paint the rest of Flareon's base so it can dry. Because I will have to put a second coat of this on. I just realized you're staring at the paint bottle. You can't even see me painting. I swear I'm gonna one day like actually do one of these correctly and it's gonna look good and not gonna be a giant doof. And rotate. Rotate, thank you. Touch something, I got paint on me. It's okay, I still have to shower later. Before surgery, alright. That. And that. And that. some of the second coat in because the clay absorbs some of the paint. Okay. Cap that for now. Bring back the black. A little touch-up work here on Jolt. A little touch-up work on Jolt. Okay, cool. Stick Jolt down. Try to clean the brush a little bit. I should have a cup of water in here, but I don't. So we're going to put Jolt back down. If I remember correctly, Jolt sat like this. Yes. Okay. So there is our Jolteon in place. Now this is where I'm going to do a little bit of detailing. That's going to be really, really cool. I do need to pull Jolt back off, though. I don't really want to paint Jolteon on accident. So, take that out of the cap. So we're going to put some black. Around Jolteon. To outline. To kind of signify the grass burning. Or being scorched at least. And then I don't know how this is going to look, but draw some random scorch marks. Phone, what the hell? Okay. Of course. Just ignore that. So there we go. Gives you some scorch marks. Because it's using wild charge, it's giving off some electric. A little bit of paint on. Okay. And plug her in. And there you go. Some scorch marks. Make it look like it's using wild charge. And that's really it. I don't see anything else needed for Jolteon. Except repaint, because I just stuck my damn fingers in the fresh paint. So honestly, I think that's... I can get rid of this thing. So honestly, I think that's really all there is to Jolt. Flare on hasn't quite dried yet, so I'm gonna go and clean my brush real quick. So I should put the clay away. trying to dry it off a little bit. Some extra paint right there. Okay. That's where we sit right now. Where did I take you off? I'll have to repaint that. So, similarly, my orange is dead. It's liquefied, which... Uh-oh. Tell me you're not dead, too. Okay, you're not dead. Cool. So, I am going to make some orange. Because when life gives you lemons and red, you make lemonade. The only issue, or you make orange. The only issue is the red sounds a little runny. So I'm hoping it's not shot. We'll find out here. As we make some orange. Let's add a little more. This orange is not turning out how I'm hoping. Well, let's get the busted orange and see if that helps. Because the busted orange... Actually... It's not what I want from orange, though. Questioning if that's gonna work or not. But got it. We'll try this. So. Some red down. Put some very running orange down. Oh, the tip broke off, so I can't. And okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of fire here on the bush. So yellow, 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 off yellow, a bit of orange. A little bit red. Looks like really bad flowers. It's just really bad flowers. We'll go with that. I might end up repainting it, but let's go with that. It's supposed to be a bush on fire, and it kind of flopped a little bit, so. But there is Jolteon and Flareon. Those are a little underwhelming. This is what happens when I don't have the ability to just sit and... Those are garbage. Think about it a lot. 2 for 2, nice. This one's also garbage. Ah, boy. Connor, Thriller, I hope you guys enjoy these too. I tried. I'll go back to the drawing board, think about it, and I might end up resculpting these completely. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but there's your Flareon with what's supposed to be... Flareon. Sit back down. With what's supposed to be a flaming... What's supposed to be a flaming bush. Because its fur is letting out a ton of heat. But it's unfortunately not. So Flareon's gonna go sit over here on the rack to dry. And then, of course, Jolteon, who is running in a fucking field. I just touched the paint again. And, has some scorch marks on the ground from the lightning coming off its body. I'm gonna set that down to dry. I don't think I need to repair the paint, actually. Okay. Yeah, there we go. 2 more for you. So, guys, please check out the links in the description down below. Whether you're in my Discord, you can see the final final of these 2 projects. Once they've dried and I've painted and touched them up. You can see that down below. Twitch, not currently Twitch streaming, gonna get back to that. You can check that out. And you can see what a mess my desk is, so I gotta clean that. And Luke and Jaden, 2 amazing artists and friends. Go check them out, show them some love. So, all that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I got other things to do tonight, because I go to surgery tomorrow. So, see you guys next time. We'll be right back.